So this is like a never-ending loop of a cycle, because you're never leaving. You're just going around in a circle, like a cyclone. The Eight of Swords talks about, well, in the reverse, it's saying that, you're not trapped. I know in this particular deck, though, it talks about something else. The Eight of Swords means something else in this deck. Let me just read what Osiris says here. So, let me find Osiris. Excuse me. All right. So, I forgot to read that for the other ones. Oh, well. So I'm not going to backtrack. So in this book, it also talks about like each of these got like these little symbol things on them. And they're all broken up into like these different realms. They don't call them realms in here though, but I'm calling them realms. Which I think is appropriate, because I think that's how life really is. We think it's like this, where everything is here, but it's actually in realms. They're existing simultaneously in the same space. It's just broken up here to show it visually. Because every single person's perspective is their literal world and their own realm. People think, I mean, it is connected. Everything's connected because we all come from source, but the experience that every single individual person has is unique to them and them alone. Everyone can experience the exact same thing, like by meaning they can be present for the exact same event, but every single person will experience it uniquely and differently according to their perspective, aka realm. So Osiris here. So that's this card. I'm just gonna bring it up. Pretty stankin' cool. The ruler of Duat, Osiris built the realm out of his very being to be a home for the people he would call his. To find these people, he traveled far and wide, gathering those who wandered alone in the land, gathering those who wandered alone or in bands in the darkness, inspiring them with promises of golden, civilized realm, and leading them back to Duat. There, he keeps his promise, teaching them agriculture, art, and all the other trades and crafts of the civilized world. Osiris instructs us to consider our plans for the future, considers the long-term consequences, but not to be afraid of risk or to limit ourselves unduly. It is only through commitment and decisive action that anything lasting is accomplished. So I just want to read this too. So see, it says here, I don't even know if it's going to come out the right way. So the domain of Duat, it says the domain of Duat is the center of secrets, ritual, and mystery. In its temples and deserts, monuments, in its temples and desert monuments, the true nature of being, reality, and creation are hidden, unlocked only through adherence to its rites and rituals. To dwell in Duat is to face the realities most hide from most thoroughly. How well do you know yourself, your desires, and whether your heart and intentions are pure? For in Duat these will surely be judged. Consider the long-term consequences, but not to be afraid of risk or to limit ourselves unduly. It is only through commitment and decisive action that anything lasting is accomplished. Okay, and I'm just going to take a peek at this one because I feel like this deck talks about this being a crucible. And I just want to see. So I'm sorry, I just need to think about this for a moment because so this card in the upright would talk about you basically proving yourself. But with it being in the reverse, I don't think this is about proving yourself. Oh, I just heard allowing yourself. I'm having a hard time with this one. I also just heard sovereignty. So I feel like this is saying that you don't have anything to prove because the only person you are trying to please is yourself. You're not trying to prove anything to yourself. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the relationship you have with yourself, it's different than the relationship you have with other people. And Osiris, the card of Osiris here says to consider the long-term consequences, but not to be afraid of risk or to limit ourselves unduly. I feel like this is saying, because I heard the word sovereignty, is to stand in your sovereignty. To whatever it is that you choose to do for yourself, don't let anyone dissuade you from making those commitments. You have a responsibility to yourself and to your sovereignty to see you through, and you're always permitted to change your mind at any time, at any now, because that is a standard of life. Change is inevitable. So don't beat yourself up too much about, like, what's it say here? Consider the long-term consequences, be afraid, but don't be afraid of the risk or limit. Yeah, I'm kind of being drawn back to this card here, the Two of Wands, because look, he's holding the two different wands, quote unquote wands here, and I feel like that they're complementing, these two cards are complementing each other right now. Because it's saying, you know, consider, Osiris is saying, consider the consequences, the long-term consequences. Think about the future. Think about the choices that you're making and how they could potentially affect your future. Like, yes, the now is all that matters. But in this now, if you give up your sovereignty, yes, in the next now, you can always retrieve it again. But this now will lead to your next now. And the more and more you solidify your sovereignty in each now, the new now that's created will be even more solidified and more real. And you will be unstoppable. And that is why you don't have anything to prove, because it's not about proving yourself. It's about doing what feels right to you. You know, and just because, okay, so this card talks about learning the arts and crafts, and he teaches all these things, and I'm thinking about painting. So like when I paint a picture or draw a picture, normally what I do is I sketch it out, draw it out, whatever, just start to paint, put on some colors and stuff. And as I go, I'll just pick one, painting. With painting, again, depending on the medium you're using, so we'll go with acrylic for the artists out there. And acrylic is basically like plastic. So once it dries, it's there and it's done. And it dries pretty fast. So as you paint, you just keep putting layer upon layer upon layer. Some layers are see-through, some layers are not, and each layer adds to the end painting. Some of the layers are completely covered up because as I'm doing it, I'm just like, oh my God, what is this? I don't like it. And I'll just cover it up with white paint and start that little section over. So we are much like that. You know, in the now, we could be doing something that we're just like, I don't like, it feels right to us now. But then in the next now, we're just like, nah, I don't like that. I'm just going to cover it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it this way. And I feel like I'm going off on a tangent, but the end goal to a painting, when you have a painting, is whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. So if you're trying to paint, like right now I'm painting a puppy, so my end goal for the painting is for it to look as much like the actual puppy as possible. That's the end goal. You know, if I was trying to do an abstract painting, that would be different. But you know, you have to work at it, you have to build at it, you have to build up the colors, you have to mix the colors. Some of the colors are mixed on the canvas, some of the colors are mixed on the I don't know why I can't think of what it's called, but the little thing that you use to mix the colors. It's just so many different things combined and so many different aspects combined, and in the end it's perfect regardless of how you got there, and regardless of how it turned out. Even if it didn't turn out exactly how you wanted it to turn out, it doesn't look exactly how you wanted it to look, because when you get to the end of that painting, and I have this happen to me all the time, even if it's a painting that I abandoned because I got so frustrated with it, and then I come back to it God knows how long, and I really look at it and I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. I fucking did that. I did that. Even the paintings that I haven't finished, like, don't doubt yourself, don't doubt your abilities, don't consider what you're doing now and how it will affect the future, but please just keep focused and keep in mind that every now is an opportunity to do something different. But remember that if you have an end goal, of creating a picture of a dog, you're not going to like start to paint a picture of a dog and then change it to a sun and then change it to and then expect the end result to be a dog. I feel like that's what the card of Osiris here is saying when you're saying think about the future and the commitment that you're trying to make to whatever goals that you're trying to accomplish. If you're trying to accomplish something, like you have a path laid out before you, the path is constantly changing and winding and moving and all that fun stuff. But if the end goal is still to make a dog, you're not going to suddenly start to paint a sun as you're going. You're just going to keep going with that. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking way too much about this, but it's not about proving anything to anyone unless it's to yourself. And a lot of the times you can't see that in the now anyway. Because hindsight's 2020, you know. Anyway, you know what? I'm just gonna pull another card. I don't know. That one's kind of bugging me. Excuse me. Let me just get another card here. Can you give me, tell me a little more about the Osiris and the Eight of Swords in reverse? The Five of Swords. Okay. The Five of Swords. Ain't nobody gonna, I don't know, I heard the combo of two songs, both old, but basically saying nobody's gonna stop you. Nobody can stop you. The only person that can stop you is yourself. This is an inner battle. I think this is saying that 2022 is definitely going to be really focused inward instead of outward. More and more people are going to start to have this focus and really just focus on themselves and their inner struggles and the things that they're going through. And not giving a crap what other people have to say about it. I feel like this is like a choice. Again. Where this isn't a choice of action. Where this is a choice about your perspective. So it's either you aren't worried about proving yourself to anyone or anything because you know that you're completely capable. So there's no need to show what you're capable of. Or you're either, or you're this, or you're showing people what you're capable of by enslaving them, or you're one of the enslaved. This is the inner, this is the inner path, and this is the outer path. I guess it's appropriate because I said I felt like it was drawn to this card here. Well, the Osiris was. And it's like, there are times when, you know, you're going to be fluctuating back and forth between these. And it's not really, I don't think there's ever going to be a time, at least for the upcoming year of 2022, where you're only going to be one way. There's going to be times when, you know, maybe you might do something that society has deemed criminal, or, you know, inappropriate. Maybe you will find yourself in a situation where you can use people and you choose to, because why not, you know? And then there'll be other times when you may find yourself in situations where, you know, you have beliefs or you have certain abilities, and others doubt you, and you're just like, I really don't care, because your opinion means nothing to me. Your approval means nothing to me. So I guess in a sense, these are both kind of deviant ways of thinking as far as society is concerned, because in society, humans are supposed to be social creatures. We're supposed to care what other people think. We're supposed to, you know, I don't know, what's the golden rule? Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. But because we have free will and the choice to do and say what we want, we may see ourselves as being like this. Like, I really don't care what you think about it. This is the way it is, and that's that. And I'm not going to prove myself. Like, you can try and test me and find out, but I'm not just going to be a performing monkey for you. And while you may have this perspective, other people are like, well, that's not cool. That's not fair. Like, you are capable of doing these things or whatever, and, you know, you're not sharing, you're not showing, you're not being reciprocal. I don't know, like they feel you have a responsibility to them because of what society says to do XYZ, and you feel, I don't have a responsibility to anyone but myself, so I really don't care what you say the rules are or what you say I'm supposed to do, because this is about non-compliance. That's what I just said, non-compliance. This is about not complying. And when you don't comply, other people aren't gonna like it. They may feel that you are being hurtful. They may feel that you're being unlawful. They feel that you're breaking society's rules because you're not following along like you're supposed to, and therefore you're in essence using and abusing, blah blah blah. And, you know, you look at them and you're just like, you idiots are doing what they want you to do, and you're being used. Your life force is being sucked from you. You are mad at me because I'm fully in my power and I do not invite anyone to take it, and I will not freely give it. And you guys are just freely giving away your power, your life force, your vitality, acquisition. Okay, then. So I think that's going to be a big theme in the year 2022. I think 2022 is going to be a transitional period, a very much transitional period where the beginning of the year is going to look very different than the end of the year. It's going to feel like it's a whole new world from one end of the spectrum to the other. And a lot of that has to do with owning your sovereignty, standing firm in your choices, and not letting anyone dissuade them and So what if they don't like it? They'll get over it because it's inevitable. They're going to see the perspective that you see eventually. Because why? Because we all come from source, therefore we all are source, and every experience that everyone perceives in their unique realm from their unique perspective is also experienced by source, therefore us. So all perspectives will be seen, all perspectives will be heard, all perspectives will be experienced. And I think that's part of the reason why there's like a back and forth thing. The dreaded word politics just popped up in my head. Because, you know, if you flip these cards around where the other one is in reverse and the other one is upright, they pretty much have the same meanings that they have in the reverse to each other. I mean, slightly different, but the same energy. Right. And every reality is being played out simultaneously. So yes, those are happening also. Okay, moving on. The Mother of Dawn, Emissary, Beauty, Agency, Compassion is the last oracle card that got pulled here. And then to further explain that is the Five of Cups in the upright. So let me find the Mother of Dawn. Oh, okay. So the Mother of Dawn is also in the Kingdom of Hades. So I didn't read about the Kingdom of Hades, so I'll read about that. It says, the realm of Hades is next to Pandemonium, the most mortal of domains. This is perhaps due to the intensely humane nature of the gods that dwell in and adjacent to it. To dwell in Hades is to express the care of the dead for the living, the inevitability of human nature, and the possibility of change, even past the point of no return. So the Mother of Dawn, the Emissary, says, once a mortal woman of legendary beauty, the Mother of Dawn represents the populace of Hades, communicating their interest to the powers of the realm. In life, her beauty was used as a prize to be granted to others for their deeds and valor. Irrespective of her own wishes, in death she is free of these constraints and chooses to exercise the agency that she was denied. I really just zoned out while I was reading that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back. I was literally just like drone reading that. My mind was somewhere else. I need some water. Okay, sorry. Once a mortal woman of legendary beauty, the Mother of Dawn now represents the populace of Hades, communicating their interests to the powers of the realm. In life, her beauty was used as a prize to be granted to others for their deeds and valor, irrespective of her own wishes. Oh, that's not cool. In death, she is free of these constraints and chooses to exercise the agency that was denied in life in service of others. The Mother of Dawn illuminates the path of compassion and kindness, demonstrating that the difference between service and servitude is the power to choose. It is in this power and ensuring that it is available to all that true beauty is found. Right. All right. just think about this here. All right, so we take a look at this card here. So the five, sorry, I got shit all over these cards. The Five of Cups is generally talking about heartbreak, loss, difficult relationships, you know, emotional scars, maybe even physical scars. But the important thing to remember, at least with this deck, is there is one cup here that is full. The Ace of Cups. So at the beginning of the story here, your Ace of Cups was in the reverse. But by the end of the year, even though there may be great pain and strife with other relationships in your life that are no longer there, your Ace of Cups is there, full, solid, and whole. And with combined here with the Mother of Dawn, I feel like this is saying that there's going to be some relationships that are going to be lost, maybe even death. Maybe, and this doesn't have to be relationships with people. This could be jobs, you know, a relationship that you have or you had with something, or other things that were once important to you are no longer a part of your life. They were removed through running their course, whether it be people, whether it be jobs, whether it be things that you used to do. You're no longer, you're really just refining and getting rid of anything that doesn't serve you. And the Mother of Dawn, when she was alive, she was basically used against her will because of her beauty. So in her death, she chose to serve, whereas in life, she was forced to serve. She was a slave, but in death, she chooses to serve. And this is all about love. This is all about embracing love. This is all about when your cup is full, when your cup is full and you love yourself in every way, shape, and form that is even possible, everything else falls into line. And even though it may seem like the world around you might be falling apart, you will be fine. And the reason you'll be fine is because the universe is a mirror and reflects back to you more of what you are. And these other things that didn't survive, I mean, they didn't survive because they didn't serve you, or those people were stuck in their ego and they were, you know, trying to manipulate and trying to use, and they were in lack. All those things got more of what they were and eventually caused their destruction. When you get more of what you are, when you are love, that is what you will get back. Love. And love is light, and it translates into everything. It is abundance. It is freedom. It is joy. It is wisdom. It is life. It is growth. It is change. I find this very good. This is wonderful that this is at the end of the spectrum here for the year 2022, because despite any hardships and trials and tribulations that you will undoubtedly face and have to deal with, that as long as you continue to love yourself, realize that you are a sovereign being, and that if you give your power away, they will take, if you give your power away, they will take it freely. If you say, no, I'm not going to play this game, I'm just going to completely remove myself from this game, I'm not proving or showing you anything, then they have nothing to take from you because you're not offering anything. And to truly, when you love yourself like this, even when others will go out of their way to try and use you and abuse you, you will still love them, because that is what you are. You are the embodiment of love, and that is what you are getting back in return. So all those people that are trying to use you and abuse you in situations that are trying to like keep you down and trying to take away your sovereignty, trying to take away your choices, trying to take away your freedoms, realize that no one can take anything from you that is yours. Everything that is yours, period. And even if they don't understand that, you can still love them anyway. Because you're basically untouchable. So, all right. I guess I pulled a card on everything else, so I guess whoa, that came out quick. The Ace, the Ace of Wands came out here to further explain. Is it good? Yeah. To further explain the Mother of Dawn and the Five of Cups in the upright. So the Ace of Wands is all about, you know, communication. Let's say the right, Ace of Wands, yeah. Creativity. Let me just think about this a little bit here. I might have to look at that description again. So I was talking about art, which art is basically the manifestation, a physical manifestation of creativity. And the Ace of Wands is, you know, stepping in a new creative direction. And it's either something that you already have a lot of knowledge about, or it's something that you will gain a lot of knowledge about because of the choice that you make to step in that direction. So this is this is beautiful because at the very beginning we had the Ace of Cups in reverse. And at the end we have the Ace of Wands to end it. The very first tarot card that came out was the Ace of Cups in reverse, and the last tarot card to come out is the Ace of Wands. So 2022 is going to be filled with many cycles, many beginnings, many endings. But please keep in mind that an ending is a new beginning. And even if you find yourself, you know, with no friends or no one that maybe agrees with you or thinks the way you do or feels the way you do, none of that matters, really. All that matters is how you're handling it, how you're taking it, how you're dealing, your perspective of it. And if you keep focus, go away. What is that? I didn't want to kill you on my cards, bug. It just threw me off. Yeah. 2022 is gonna be a lot of changes, a lot of transitions, but it's gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be magical because people are gonna be raising their vibratory fields, their vibrations. They're gonna start, or if they haven't already, filling their own cup, loving themselves, letting go of their fear, letting go of their ego, letting go of their lack. And really just trusting themselves and realizing that they don't have anything to prove to anyone, and anyone that doesn't like it can go fly a kite, in a very nice way of speaking. And once you get rid of all of that other BS, things become so clear and the path is just illuminated. And the focus that you'll have is whatever it is that you're passionate about. And I feel like now with 2022 coming up, a lot of people are going to be forced to kind of get creative about certain things. You know, maybe get creative on how you're going to save money, or get creative on how you're going to pull a meal together, you know, get creative on a gift. Like, instead of buying a gift, you're going to make a gift, which is the painting I'm working on now is a gift. It's really going to really push people into things that are going to make them feel a little uncomfortable. But once they really embrace it, because they choose to not doubt themselves, but instead love themselves and just go with it, the fear is just stripped away, and what's revealed is beautiful transformation. So with that, I'm going to end the reading, and I thank you for stopping by and checking out the reading and my channel. Thank you, and I love you, and I say that honestly and earnestly because everyone that is viewing this or listening to this is another version of me, and I am another version of you. So to love myself is to love you, and I love you. And this new year is going to be a transition. And there's going to be some bumpy waters, but that's okay, because that's fun. As long as you let go of fear and just embrace it, it could be fun. People go and do water rapids for fun. Other people, that sounds really terrifying. Some people, jump out of planes for fun. Other people, that seems really terrifying, let go of fear, and you'll be surprised the joy that floods in when you let go of that fear. And with that, I'm going to go. I got a big day ahead. My brother's birthday's tomorrow, and we're going to party. All right. Love you. Bye.